Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back. We're back again with my wife's computer. I thought we'd put Cinebench R23 on this thing and see what kind of score we get. This is going to be interesting. We're going to do multi-core, single-core test, and I'm going to fast forward the living daylights out of this thing. But in between tests, I'm going to actually stop the video, restart it to do the next test. Just makes my editing a lot simpler for me. Anyways, so let's get this started, and I'm going to fast forward through the whole thing, so you're not going to be sitting here for half an hour. So, but it'll be interesting to see how this does with onboard graphics on this thing, to see how the test actually works out. Alright, and it's finally going to get started. Alright guys, looks like the verdict is in. And interesting though, under processor says it's an AMD A8 7600 Radeon R7, 10 compute cores, 4 compute and 6 graphics. So that should mean 4 core on the computing side and 6 graphic cores out of the total of 10. It comes up though, it says cores times gigahertz. It says 2 cores, 4 threads at 3.1 gigahertz. It should say 4 cores at 8 threads, right, at 3.1, but it doesn't. That's actually got me quite curious. Now, it scored 1689, and down below you can see in the orange, it's at the bottom, it says 1689, it says 2 cores, 4 threads, 3.1 gigahertz. And it tells us what our processor is, blah, blah, right? Very interesting, considering this should actually be 4 cores at 3.1 gigahertz. Because, yeah, we'll look at system specs there in a minute. But anyways, under single core, of course, we scored at 548, which puts us just below a 12-core, 24-thread, 2.7 gigahertz Intel Xeon. And it says, of course, 2 cores, 4 threads at 3.1 gigahertz. That's kind of weird. And that's supposed to be a single core test. Got me on this one. I'm kind of dumbfounded a little bit. Our MP ratio is 3.08x. So it's definitely no match for a base model MacBook Air. Mine on multi-core is 6756, which is like 5 times that almost. My single core on my Air base model is 1494, so well more than almost triple. My Mac Mini, of course, scores at 7840 multi-core, and single core at 1515. So that's our test results there. Now, what I'd like to take a quick look at with you guys is actually my Ryzen 7 system, and we'll compare some notes there while we're at it, because I think maybe that might be a good idea, right? So my Ryzen 7 actually scored on the multi-core at 8804, and on single core it scored 1015. So even on single core, it's basically about twice as fast, mine is, than my wife's machine here. And of course on the multi-core side of things, that scored 8804, and which makes mine literally 6.5, 7 times faster than my wife's computer. So very interesting results though when we're looking at this. And I'm running Windows 10 on both. Now I am running just a base level Windows 10, no updates or anything, and I don't really think that's gonna help it out anyhow. So, but I'm gonna revisit this at a later time when I update the OS on this thing, because I've decided that until I do sell her computer, I'm actually going to use it for a portable gaming rig between mine and my buddy's place, because the games that we do play will more than run on this thing anyways. It's not an issue. But what's got me is this whole 2-core 4-thread, you know, on all this, and it's like, yeah, and then we go to multi-core and we get 2-core 4-thread again, yet that shouldn't be showing that way, because like even in here it should be, I don't know. Anyways, it's definitely got me curious, but interesting score for something with built-in graphics, and being that it says it's a 10-core processor with 4 compute and 6 graphic core. Yeah, that's definitely pretty respectable for doing light to mid-level gaming, even with the onboard graphics. So, you know, you could do a lot better with a external graphics card, like a 4, 6, or an 8 gig card, and even keeping the same processor and just using the video in the actual video card as a separate card. But even with this as an internal setup with everything built in, I mean, it's definitely going to game really well. So, which we've already seen. I've done a video on that already. But that's what we got for you. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hey, we'll catch you on the next one.